in your preparedness for the Celtics, I know there's a great deal to pay attention to. Is there something that is a clear must in trying to find victory against them?
Look, this is a great competition. Boston has gone through an extremely tough series. They are playoff tested. They're really well coached. They have high level talent. You can't expect it to be easy when you get to the conference finals. So you have to find a way to get to the competition and play more consistent basketball than the opponent. I don't know how
Tim
many
Reynolds?
I could say it.
Tim Reynolds?
Do you have another way to say it? At this point, was today about just finalizing you? Was it about going through some of their stuff? Was today just last minute details? I mean, when you have had so many days to get ready?
Yeah.
What is a day like today like?
To go through our normal prep. We're not going to try to do things totally out of our normal routine. This was a prep day. It's not a Hunger Games day. It's a mental prep day, as we've done, to prepare for other series, and as we've done, our habitual routine during the season.
And I know tomorrow's earlier than originally planned, I guess, or possibly planned.
Yeah.
But will shoot-arounds be a thing? Do you think, or in the bubble, do you not need them so much because you have the time to meet and walk through and things like that?
Every game, every series, every scenario is different. But we did get news that no matter what we do, practice or shoot-arounds, that we're here and just building the rest of the way. So we earned that right.
No more buses.
No more buses.
Ira Winderman?
Erik, I know you said there's not much left to say, but Boston is so uniquely different from the first two teams you played in these playoffs that I don't expect you to give away strategy, but shouldn't there be a lot of different things against this kind of opponent with that kind of starting lineup than maybe we've seen against the Pacers and against the Bucks?
Yep. Good points.
Thank you, Erik.
Dan Wojcicki?
You guys have a handful of players, Duncan, Jimmy, Jay, that made it to the NBA through non-conventional routes, D3, community colleges, and stuff like that. What does that kind of resolve? How does that show up in this type of setting?
Each guy is different, but we believe in guys like that. So many of us have that kind of background, but that's part of our philosophy, part of our culture. Our guys that are extremely motivated, driven, have a passion for this game, have a passion for competition, and have a willingness to work for it and fight for it. That's our fabric, and it doesn't matter where you've been drafted or what path you had to take. There's so many different paths, to get to this point. To be one of the 450, but also to be part of a winning team. And we feel we have a roster full of guys that share the same values about competition.
Mark Schwartz?
Spo, can you compare the challenge of preparing for a team that has so many different ways to beat you offensively versus a team that has one shining light that you load up on and know that you have to take away?
Look, you're not expecting it to be easy. And when you get to the conference finals, there's 4 teams left. And it's not like the NCAA tournament where you can just get hot, for 3 weeks. You have to play. You have to be a good team that has proved it for months, that you've earned that right. So the last 4 teams should be, the teams that have the most complexity. And we feel that way. Boston is a really good team, talented. They play the right way. They defend. really well coached. You can't expect there to be, pushover, when you get to this point.
Gary Washburn,
Well, 10 years ago, you went through the adding LeBron and Bosh and kind of that renaissance. And this is kind of a different renaissance. Is this more rewarding considering kind of as Dan referred to, the guys you brought in?
No, I have two sons now. It'd be like trying to compare kids. Like, it's not. I'm in this profession, to do my job for an organization, that I believe in. I feel like I'm a steward of this culture. And I've been fortunate enough to be, part of, the Riley Arison leadership for 25 years. And we've built many different teams that looked a lot different, all with the same goal. But there's been, many different personalities and makeups and how we put together the teams. I feel very fortunate to be able to be with this group. And, I think everybody, feels the same way in our locker room. We just want to make the most of it for each other.
and our last question, Spo, from Christos Saltas, STNA Greece.
Hello, Coach. How important will going to be the bench players during the whole series against the Celtics?
It'll be important. Goes without saying. They're a big part of who we are and what we do.
All right, Spo. Thank you for
you.
your time.
Thank you very much.